Hey guys, welcome to episode 7 of Acting Up with JB. I'm your host, JB. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching, listening, however you're doing it. I appreciate you so much. We are 7 episodes down. That's my favorite number of completion. The list goes on. And just happy to be here. I'm so excited about today's guest. But before we get started, as you guys know, I get to do a quick little spiel about my weekend and also my favorite quote of the day. This one necessarily isn't a quote, but it's something that I heard today that I really, really, really want to talk to you guys about a little bit. But before I do the quote, I do want to say my weekend was pretty jam packed. I had a lot going on. Also, I feel like it was a reflective weekend. I was really able to sit with myself and kind of get myself in order. I cleaned up my room. It was a pretty chill weekend, slash busy, but I got a lot done. So let's get to the quote. It is you naturally attract what is in harmony with your dominant thoughts. Now, I first heard this and I was just like, wait a minute, that's so true. I think a lot of the time we get distracted by life and just distracted by many different things, and it takes dominance over many other things we should be thinking about and worrying about. So when I heard that, it changed the perspective of everything I think about because I don't want a lot of things that cause me stress to be the most dominant thing on my mind. So, yeah, food for thought. That was just something I wanted to give you guys a little treat for that. And now my next treat. Hold on, let me get this together because this is important to me. I know last week I had my brother and my sister. Also, shout out to my siblings for being my first ever guests. But this girl, I mean, what can I say? She's literally like a sibling to me. She is my sister at this point. But we met. I'm gonna say when she gets here, but we've been friends for years. She is an award-winning actress. She's been in over 10 movies and TV shows. She is on the rise and becoming one of the best actresses ever. She actually won Best Actress in, I think, 2018. Had to be 2018, 17. It was a year. And she won it. And she truly is somebody that inspires me so much and has helped me with my own acting career. So let's give it up for Tyra Joy Smith. Yeah. Yes. It's so annoying. Welcome, Tyra. Oh my gosh. How do you feel? Amazing. I'm so, so, so happy she cleared her schedule to talk with us, guys. She has so much going on. I want to talk to you about so many different things because I think a lot of people can get inspired, like I have been, about your story, your life, just things that you've learned throughout your whole process. But overall, before I even continue, yeah, again, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you so much. We've known each other for 14 years. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, I counted it last night. I counted it last night. How is that possible when I'm only 19? I'm turning 20 tomorrow. Like, are you kidding? We're so young. No, we've known each other for a very long time, and throughout that time, it's been very beautiful to see. Of course, I've grown, but it's beautiful to see your growth and who you have become and how inspiring you have become. And so, tell me about, I guess, before we get into the acting world, what are things in your life that make you happy currently? Ooh, things that make me happy. I think right now I'm in a space of creating. We had a writing session earlier today, so I'm now venturing out into different things that I kind of close myself off to before. So like writing, I'm really interested in directing. I think I would be an amazing director. So seeking out opportunities to put myself in those spaces has been exciting for me right now. I love to hear it. So, since that's the direction you're on right now, let's start in the beginning. For you guys that don't know, Tyra is an actress and has been acting since 20. I know you did plays growing up, so like, yeah, she has been doing this. But as far as like really taking it serious, taking classes and everything, what year was that? Um, like, Is the glasses off? I want to say professionally, I started in around 2019. Oh, all right. Okay. And so, can you walk us through? So, first of all, her first movie she ever did was Sunny. Yes. Yep, and she starred as Sunny in the movie Sunny. So, when you first did that, So walk us through how it felt. You're on your first set ever in life. You booked this without a manager, without any agency, without any manager. She found it, she booked it. So what was it like? How did it feel your first time walking on set? You're like, oh my gosh, like this is it. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
I was super excited. I mean, so that was pre-COVID, so everything was actually in person.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I think like before I did Sunny, I didn't know any other actors really, and that was something that was actually kind of frustrating to me because like I knew I had this dream, I knew I had this vision, and I had no idea where to start. Like I literally was crying about it because I'm like, I want to do this thing, I don't know how, I don't even know anybody else who does this thing. And I was just like, how can I possibly know where to start? I don't even have anyone to talk to. I don't at that time I didn't know anybody else who was interested in acting. So it was very exciting for me to finally be on a set and be like, "Oh my god, like these are other people in this area who want to do what I want to do and who have this passion that I have." So it was very refreshing to me and it opened my eyes, and meeting them led me to meet other people who were also actors, and it kind of was just a ripple effect from there.
Yeah, it started from there because I do remember you saying, so she was in the movie Sunny, that was her first movie, but then you were able to book another role called Anaya, and that was the same director.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you didn't really have to audition for that one, right? Right. So like it showed when you go to set, and you're professional and you care and you like you put your best foot forward in that whole thing, you're able to make the good connections to keep working. And we actually talked about that earlier about how it's really cool to keep a good base around you, a good team. That way it's like, oh, like I know somebody who could do this. That person I worked on the set last time.
Exactly.
So that's cool. That's cool. But like I literally you played these are all the different characters that Towers played. Sunny, Ebony, Raven. Well, this other one said woman. So she plays a woman every day. She's a woman. Jesse, Demi, Sonia, Camilla, Ashley Jones, Tracy Randall. And the list is going to keep going and building from there. I just think it's so cool. Like, do you feel like you have a complex of like, feel like you have different personalities going on because you played many different roles? Or do you feel like you've tapped into yourself in getting into character with these different people?
No, so I think the key is basically just looking for yourself in these characters. So when you get a character, whether it's an audition or you booked it, you just look for yourself in the character. Now, this character might be completely opposite from you, completely different, but the key is to find something in that character that resonates with you. And then you kind of just wrap yourself around that thing, and then everything else kind of starts to fold in. So, like, I don't think I have a complex. I don't think I have multiple personality disorder. But no, definitely I look for things in that character that resonates with me and that, I can identify with.
I love that. That was something, and that's why I asked the question because I think a lot of people that are, let's say, maybe they don't want to act or they're not in the acting world, they don't know that that's one of the things that you have to learn and understand is that you have to tap into yourself when discovering who this person is on paper. Because yes, it's a character, but when you look at it as an actor, you're looking at it, this is a person. So what are the things that that I could bring out of this person and well out of me to make this person come to life? So that's one of the things that I love discovering about acting. So for the people that don't know, I mean, you have to know at this point if you're listening, I'm an actor as well. And for me, hearing Tyra's story about not knowing who to speak to is very unfortunate because I was blessed to have her help guide me to this place called McKinnon Acting Studio. And for the people in the DMV, you know who this is. I mean, you have to. That's like a rite of passage, I feel. Like there's a lot of talented people that have come out of McKinnon Acting Studio.
Absolutely.
And so I want to talk briefly about how you found that. But as far as my story, Tyra was able to help me get in the right direction because I'm not going to name names, but I definitely was about to sign up for this one company. This one acting company, air quotes, acting company that were trying to charge me so much money. So there's a lot of scams out here when it comes to wanting to become an actor and wanting to like grow, which is with, I'm sure, with a lot of different things.
Listen, if an acting studio is also telling you that they'll take your headshots, run away. Run away.
The opposite.
Why is your acting coach taking your headshots? No.
Can you imagine? No, because we all have something we're good at and we all have our trades. Why would I expect my acting coach to also take my headshots?
For $2,000.
Plus. Plus. And I'm sure there's a parking fee somewhere.
Yeah, no.
But, so what was your journey with finding acting classes? Or like, so you did the movie before you took acting class.
Mm-hmm.
And so when did you decide, oh, I want to take acting classes and whatever?
So like I had been searching high and low. Like I literally was just looking for acting classes. I was like looking on Facebook for groups and stuff, and like I just couldn't find anything that felt right. Like I was finding things that felt like a scam, and they were asking for like thousands of dollars, and it didn't make sense to me. Somebody, I don't even remember how I came to know this person. I feel like one of my coworkers knew this person, and one of my coworkers at the time knew that I was trying to pursue acting, and they were like, "Oh, I know this actor, like you should follow them." So I followed them on Instagram, and they were posting about McKinnon Acting Studio. So then, of course, like I went and followed it. I went through the page, and I was like, "Oh, like hold on, this is some good stuff." So like I went ahead, like I went on the website, I signed up for the classes, and
the rest is history. The rest is history, because truly a pioneer is an understatement. Like, first of all, shout out to Mark McKinnon. You have definitely put on a lot of people. I appreciate you. Hopefully I'll have you on the podcast soon. I'll have my people contact your people. But no, like I can remember my first time. She was in the class. My brother was in the class who was on the last episode, and a couple of other talented actors. And I learned so much in that one audit class. I was like, I have to come back. Like I have to come back. And it's really good to lay a foundation. I was gonna ask her, what advice would you give to an aspiring actor? But I didn't know what you're gonna say. You could just say it.
Take classes.
Yeah. No, literally.
And Mark will always attest to this. He loves sharing this story that actually when I first went to McKinnon Acting Studio, I don't know if it's the same now, but at the time you did like an audit where you came in, you sat in on the class, and at the end of the class you did like a mock audition where he will evaluate, you know, where you are and place you in a class. At the time there was like a beginner's class, like an intermediate class, and an advanced class.
Advanced, yeah.
So, you know, I did my mock audition, killed it per usual, like, because why would I not? And, you know, the process was that I had to wait a couple days to find out what class I would be placed into. So he emailed me back and he's like, yeah, we're going to place you in the beginner class. I said,
beginner?
I said, did you? Beginner? Beginner? So I emailed him back and I said, respectfully, no. I said, respectfully, no. Like, I'm not going into a beginner class. Like, I have talent. I'm not going into a beginner class. And he reached back out. He said, you know what? You're right. You are very talented. We'll go ahead and put you in advance. So I went to the advance. Oh, I got to the advance and they were talking about words that I've never heard before. And like they're just going through the class like they normally do, and the verbiage and the lingo, and I'm just like, yeah, what are y'all talking about? And you know, Mark has become a very close friend of mine since, you know, I first joined the studio, and he was like, yeah, that's kind of why we wanted to put you in the beginner class, because you were talented but you didn't have the foundation of acting. You didn't have like the business knowledge, like the technical knowledge, because he's like, you don't even know how to get a manager. You don't even have headshots. You don't have like the basic things that an actor needs. And that's why he wanted me to place me in the beginner class, which, you know, pride at the time would not have me do it. Like if he had not let me in the advanced class, I honestly probably wouldn't have continued taking classes there because of pride. So I think my biggest thing for actors is you're not too good for classes. Always be open to learning. There's always more to learn. And sometimes not that this was my case, but sometimes you have things to learn from somebody who you think is a little further back in their career than you. Like there's always something to learn from somebody.
Yeah.
So just let go of that ego, because we all have it. Let go of that ego and be open to learning, for sure.
That's very true. Shout out to that advice. I could definitely understand that advice because it's very true. We definitely have to put our egos, we have to leave our egos at the door before you walk in, because there's something so vulnerable about acting and performing. Like you really have to tap into yourself, and you really have to like just be open to criticism, open to direction, open to being wrong, like making a wrong decision, because that's a lot of what acting is. Like you read a script, you make a decision on how you want to like how you understood it and how you want to relay the message of the script. And if it's wrong, don't be upset, and you're feeling not wrong, but like if it's not the direction of what's going on, it's okay to dust yourself off, learn it, and move on, or whatever the case is, you know? And so when I first started, the opposite happened to me actually. I ended up starting at advanced. I don't know why. I don't know how, but I did. And they used words like, okay, Jonathan, slate. I was like,
I think that was one of the ones. Like,
I was like,
you're slate, and I was like, what's a slate?
I was like, I don't. What is a slate? What does that mean? Or like, I remember I was doing the mock, because, like she said, a lot of the all the audit classes usually it ends with you doing a mock audition, and so I did the mock audition, and at the end, I think I was supposed to either say scene or just let the scene breathe at the end, and I was like, "Da-da-da-da, we're done." She was like, "You could have just left it. Like we knew, like we're about to end the video. Why'd you speak?" So I definitely feel that I think that there's a lot of foundational work that needs to be done when you first want to start as an actor. I also do want to say, like you said, definitely leave your ego at the door. We all have it, but I think there's something beautiful about opening yourself up. Like it's so much being an actor, but it's so rewarding. And I also feel like, I don't know if you feel like this, Tara, but I really love the growth that I feel like I've had as a person since I've started my acting journey. Like I feel like I've tapped into myself more. I feel like I've learned a lot about myself, a lot about how my thoughts are, a lot about how I just think about things and maneuver through things. Like I don't know, maybe it's how do you
Yeah, I feel like that's a big part of being an actor in general, honestly, because there's a level of vulnerability that you have to go through if you want to be good. Now, there are some people who are comfortable being surface level, and that's fine, like to each his own. But there's a certain level where it's like if that's what you want to do and that's what you want to pursue, you really have to dig deep into yourself. Like you have to analyze yourself. You have to become comfortable with your own insecurities. You have to, you know, it's a lot of work, and a lot of that work is breaking down your own ego to manifest yourself into somebody else or into something else. So I feel like, how can you be vulnerable on camera? How can you play this character with so much depth when you aren't vulnerable in your real life with your own emotions, when you won't address your own trauma? How can you play this character who may be going through these things, but you won't even address the things that are giving you turmoil in your own life?
That's very true.
So it's just it's a lot of emotional work that you have to do within yourself to, I feel like, be a successful actor.
That is, oh my God, Tyra, that is extremely true. I feel like for me that I haven't done that many projects. I've done a good amount to kind of understand being on set and stuff like that. Of course, there's levels to it. There's levels to it that we're gonna get into in a little bit. But that's so true. I think that there was a a blockage that I was feeling. I'm still growing in it, but I felt like there was a blockage for me with tapping into my emotions and kind of being vulnerable with it. Because growing up, some of y'all know I'm the oldest of four. I feel like for me, I've always had to put my emotions on the back burner and cater to my siblings or my mom or my dad at the time and stuff like that, and make sure, or even other people, because it came from not just happening in the house to now me making sure other people are okay before I am. So I think this acting journey has also taught me like checking on myself, see how I'm feeling, um, and also being honest about my feelings and putting them in the forefront when need be. You know, you can't be walking out here emotional for no reason all the time. Like, you got to reel it back in
I
sometimes.
will say acting has taught me that you are not your emotions. It has taught me to let my emotions flow through me. I'm feeling is not who I am. If I am sad at the time, I understand that that is a feeling that I'm feeling, and I allow myself to feel it, and I let it to flow through me. That is something definitely. I feel like there's a therapeutic aspect of acting.
100%. Girl,
Yeah.
acting is therapy. I keep saying, like, I think it and I say it all the time to myself. Acting is it's therapy because I'm the same way lately when it comes to my emotions. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm upset today. Well, I'm upset right now. Let me let my feeling of upset live. Here it is, and then I let it flush out. Like, I don't just be like, oh, I'm upset. Let me just whatever. Like, yeah, there's moments where you have to kind of reel it in sometimes when you depending on time and place, whatever. But 100%, I definitely let myself feel what I'm feeling. Because then that also in a way helps you with acting. Because then it's like when you on set, you need to feel how you feel upset.
And
You
then
know,
let it go. Once the scene is over, the scene is over. You
yeah, right. So I think that's really nice.
Yeah, it's just like something like anger. Like I am feeling angry. I am not angry. I am feeling angry because once you allow yourself to feel like, oh, I am anger or I am angry. No, I am feeling anger.
Right.
I feel angry, but I am not angry. I'm not an angry person. This is a feeling that is here now, is present now, but it will flow through.
It will go away. Yeah, I agree. Well, perfect. I do want to tap into because I know this is another question that a lot of us have because I have had it as well. As far as I guess it's like a two question thing you can answer however whichever order. For one, how did you get signed? Because I know a lot of us actors we feel like that's like one of the first things you have to do, which is to an extent. But my situation, I'll explain mine after she explains hers. How I got signed versus how she got signed, and just the whole intricacies of that. So, how did you get signed, and do you suggest, or do you feel like people can get work with or without an agent or manager?
Okay, so the way that I got signed was non-traditional. Honestly, like people ask me about how I got signed. I don't want to say I don't like answering the question, but I feel like I'm the wrong person to ask just because of the way that it happened. So it was actually through McKinnon Acting Studio. Um every couple of months or so, he'll have like a workshop, right?
Yeah, a workshop. Mhm.
Um, where sometimes he'll bring casting directors, sometimes he'll bring agents, managers, just whoever he's bringing on as a guest at that time. And I went to one of the workshops, and in that workshop, there's one casting director, one agent, one manager. They watched me perform. At the time, the person who was the manager, he was there. He saw me, he loved me, and he invited me to New York. I think maybe a few days after watching me perform, he reached out to me. He said, hey, like, I love what you did. I think that we, could work together. I would like to invite you out to New York for a meeting. I went out to New York for the meeting, and we had a conversation. It wasn't like he invited me to New York to sign me. He invited me to New York to have a conversation to, get a feel for me, for where I want to go with my career. Just to feel me out a little bit, because he also knew that I was new. That was within my first year of pursuing acting. I think I was at McKinnon Acting Studio for a couple months when I went to that workshop. So I was still very, very new, very, very green. So he met with me and he said, you know what, like I think we would make a really great team. And he took me on as a client. He took a huge leap of faith with me, honestly. Like I said, I was a few months in. I had like really no experience, honestly. So he took me under his wing. That's why I say it kind of an unorthodox way that I got signed. So when it comes to giving advice on actors of how to find a manager or how to find representation, I don't think I'm a great person to ask just because of the way that it happened for me. I know before that, what I was doing, I was just looking up, Googling like different agencies, reaching out to them, sending them my materials, calling them, to no avail, no success with that. But I my best advice I think would be a lot of agencies or managers sometimes, just like my manager did at the time, they did workshops. So my best advice would be to look for agencies or managers who are doing workshops and try to sign up for their workshops and try to meet them through that way. Industry referrals are also another good thing. Like if you know somebody who has a manager, not even reaching out to them saying, hey, like, can you sign me? Reaching out to them for advice, having these people get to know you. I feel like that's a good way to go. If you have any casting directors that are familiar with you, they work with a lot of different agencies and managers. Maybe they can give you a referral. I think that's how I know some people who have been successful with attaining a manager or agent. Yeah, so I think my advice would be to put yourself out there, put yourself in a position to meet these people and have them get to know you.
She got signed in a very unorthodox way, because for me it took me 2 years. Oh God. It took me 2 years to get signed, God.
And he was trying to ask me for advice.
Begging for advice.
What do I do? I'm just like,
I'm like, Tyra, please, please. I mean, truly, I appreciate how much work it took, because it makes me appreciate who my agents. So I have two agents who I appreciate very, very much. And the way that I got signed was through 2 years of doing workshops, of doing cold emailing, which is emailing people non-stop. Like I would do like a couple emails a day, with like my resume, my headshots, a whole spiel, but not too much, because you don't like, they have like quick time, like what do you call them? Agents and managers, they are very quick. Like they have so much going on, and then they have their own clients. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they have a lot that they do. So you have to kind of not be long and drawn out in your emails. So I was doing a lot. I had to make my videos as far as like reels, because I didn't have much footage at the time and stuff like that. So it was a whole process. God, like I mean, the amount of money I put down for those workshops are insane. And different websites like castingnetworks.com, or I would also do workshops at McKinnon Acting Studio and stuff like that. So it is important to put yourself out there. And there's been many times where I was so close to getting signed, like to the point where I drove to New York, or I took a train to New York. I would speak to managers, and I'd be this close, and then he'd be like, well, check back in like 6 months, or check back in like a year, and then it's like some people didn't respond at all. So it actually was beautiful how I got signed. I got signed by both agents in the same month. I just couldn't believe it. Like one of them reached out to me, and the other one I got from this guy. His name is Will. Will, you know who you are. I appreciate you very much. He is Will. He works. He's also signed to the New York agency that I'm signed to. He's signed to the Chicago version. I'm signed to the New York one. And he was able to not only be a person to help recommend me, but also he's somebody who helps people get signed. So anybody who's interested in trying to get signed or anything, definitely, if you want to reach out to me, reach out to me. We can talk. If you want to, so I can give you his contact information, or if you just want some advice from either one of us, definitely reach out. It's hard, but it's worth it. And it also, this type of thing shows who really wants it and who doesn't. Because if you're in a position where you're like, oh, I don't really care anymore. Oh, this is a lot of work, blah, blah. You might as well just not even. I give up, right? It's like you might as well not even be in this industry, because this industry will make you want to feel like that, but you got to love it enough to keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's hard.
Very.
It takes a really strong person to deal with all the rejection, and you're going to get rejected.
You're going to get rejected.
You're going to get rejected like a lot. Like,
oh, so much.
And it doesn't stop with the agencies or the managers. No, like imagine getting 3 callbacks and they're just like, oh my God, we love you so much. You're amazing. A week later, hey, we decided to go with somebody else.
We decided to go a different direction.
There's
like, oh,
rejection, and you cannot take it personally.
You cannot take it personal. It is not personal. And that's something you have to like understand with this industry. Don't take anything personally. Um it's a lot. It's a lot that this industry comes with. But I first of all, I appreciate you as a friend. You have truly, well, a sister. You have really inspired me, and you really helped me believe in myself for real. Because I definitely was in a space where I felt like I wasn't good enough, or I felt like, why would I even try? Because there's other people that could maybe do better, or there's maybe somebody that they might like more than me, or so. Just many different thoughts that I've had in within starting in this industry, and of course, like I have seen through you and through the whole process of you booking different roles. I've been able to see like, okay, this is not something that I should be thinking. Like I remember the first time I said that to her, I was like, what if I'm not good enough? Like I had booked a lead film, and I was like, oh God, Tyra, what if I'm not good enough? She was like, stop saying that. I'm like, stop saying that.
They chose
Stop.
you for a reason.
Right, and that's exactly what you said. They chose you for a reason. Stop saying that. Just do the work. You got it. Like, just do it. And so ever since then, I always keep that floating in my head because we all have moments where we might think that we're not capable of whatever, but
imposter syndrome.
right, like no, we're all capable of doing amazing things. Like these people that are doing amazing things in life, Viola Davis, Zendaya, Tom Holland, Timothy Chalamet, all these people that we look up to, Idris Elba, Damson Idris, all these people, they had to believe in themselves to do what they're doing. They had to trust their gut, trust themselves, work hard, put in the effort to be where they are. So it's like, why would we not deserve to be where we want to be as well? Like
Yeah,
that does
why not you?
Why not you?
Instead of asking yourself why me, like why did they choose? Why wouldn't they choose you?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I probably should have started this in the beginning of the podcast, but I want to know. Like, we're gonna shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Do you remember the first time we met? 8th grade.
Yeah, 8th grade national. I had a nasty attitude. I did not want to go to that school. Like my parents forced me into another private school after I had like just came out of a horrible experience, and then they were trying to put me into another private school. I tried to like sabotage my own because the private school like you had to do like an interview before they let you in the school.
Which I
tried to sabotage my because he was there since he was like 5.
I literally was born in that school. I didn't go anywhere else.
I went in 8th grade, so they interviewed me, and I tried to sabotage it. Oh my god, I was sitting in the office. They would ask me questions. They were like, and I was just like. I like gave them the snakiest, nastiest attitude. My parents like when we left, they were like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm just like, "I don't want to go to that school."
Right.
They let me in. God knows why. So of course, my first day of school was a Friday.
That's like close. Yeah, like they just rounded up to Monday. That's weird.
Exactly. So I had an attitude that I had to come to school my first day on a Friday. Like I thought it was so stupid. So I know I had a nasty attitude when I first came.
I don't remember you being there on a Friday. I don't really remember your first day.
Oh yeah, my first day, like I came right into chapel.
Yeah, we used to have chapel at that school every Friday. In like the 7th through 12th grade, we all had chapel together. And I don't remember you walking in there.
Yeah, I came into the chapel session and I was even more upset. One, that I'm there on Friday, and now we're doing all this singing. No.
Oh,
I wasn't happy. So honestly, like because I had such a like bad disposition, I honestly don't remember. I just remember walking into the chapel and arms folded. What is this?
This is insane. Oh my God. But you know what though? I appreciate when I first met Tyra, I don't really remember the exact moment. Oh, hi, I'm Jonathan, you're Tyra, whatever. But what I do remember is how much she didn't want to be there. But I also remember how ballsy she was. Like she literally was like, if she was irritated, she'd let you know. It didn't matter if you were a teacher, a student, the principal, it didn't matter. And I was like, I like her. Like I was like, I want to be friends with her. I was like, I like her. Like because like she said, like I said, I went to that school my entire life, so I've always been like the books. Like, oh my God, I don't want to step wrong. Like, what if they're gonna get mad at me? So it was a whole thing. I grew out of that, thank God. Your attitude was refreshing because if you genuinely didn't feel like doing something, you just didn't do it. And that's kind of what a testament was to me growing up. Like I realized, I'm like, Jonathan, you ain't gotta please, like stop pleasing people. Stop doing stuff because somebody else said it. I don't have to do that. So yeah, no, listen, you've been inspiring people since you first stepped foot at that school. But I do want to say now that we've shifted gears from the acting world, well, actually, before we fully continue out of the acting world, I do want to know your inspirations. I do want to know who are people that you, I don't want to say model your career to, because we're going to have our own careers. Everybody else who's in the acting world, whatever you're in, you have your own thing. But who is somebody like you watch, you're like, oh wow, like I want to do what they're doing?
I'm going to be extremely honest.
Yeah.
Like growing up and stuff, I really didn't have any. And I think that's what really drove me to be who I am today, because like I didn't have anybody that I really looked up to. So I decided I was going to look up to myself. Like I didn't have anybody where I was just like, oh, I want to be like them, or like I want to have a career like theirs. I was just like, you know what? Like I'm going to be my own goals. Like I'm going to be a person that I can look up to myself. Like growing up, like I said, I didn't really have that, not until 2019 when I got on the set of Judas and the Black Messiah. Dominique Fishback, an amazing person. Like she's an amazing actress, but just as a person, the love that she has for the craft, for people, like that was the first time I really looked at somebody and said, wow, like not even that I want to be like you, but it's just like I was inspired by her. I think that was the first time. You admired that. Yeah, I did. And I think that was the first time that I had ever experienced that, because before, like literally even as a kid, like I would look at actors on TV and be like, I could do that. Can you imagine? And so just like I could do that. So I didn't really see myself looking up to them, because I'm like, I can do that. Like, why not me? I like, especially like TV shows and stuff, like My Wife and Kids, Bernie Mac, all those shows. I would look at the kids on there and I'm just like, I could do that. I'm better than them. Why are they on TV and I'm not? Like it literally blew my mind as a kid, and I'm just like, I can act better than that girl that's on TV right now. Yeah. Get me on TV. Immediately. Like I used to bug my mom to go to one of the scam places. And I'm just like, Mom, like I need to be on TV right now. Like, why are you not taking this seriously? Like, and she would take me to the little auditions and stuff. But of course, at the time, she knew it was a scam. I didn't. And I'm just like, right. Like, do you not see? Like, do you not see? Look at the material. Look at you. And I'm like, I love the confidence. Like, I need to be on TV immediately. I love the confidence though, but I love the confidence. You have to really believe in yourself even more than anybody else would ever believe in you. Because this is the kind of industry that would chew you up and spit you out if you don't come in with something. So it's like you got to come in there and be like, this is who I am. This is what I can offer. Here it is. Here I am. Wait, can I tell a fun story? Right, yeah. Okay. When I was a kid, I was in a play at church. I was in a play at church, and they had like a children's theater type of thing. We did like a really big play. Like it was amazing for all the kids. Honestly, that's where I got a lot of my foundation in acting from. That's where I got my passion from. We had a play. The entire cast was kids. So at the time I didn't know any other kids at the church. I think we kind of just started going there, me and my mom. But I found myself into the auditions for this play, whatever. And I got casted as one of the lead roles, but because we were kids, they split the cast up. They had A cast, B cast. It wasn't like an understudy situation. We had different days, but in my head, A cast was A cast. Why are you A and I'm B? The girl we're friends now. I love her. Love you, Noelle. She knows this story. Oh, Noelle. Okay, no. A cast had their rehearsals, B cast had their rehearsals, A cast went first because they're A. Yeah. Right? And Noelle had friends at the time. I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really know anybody. So they're calling for A cast. They're like, okay, A cast, come on, it's time for us to rehearse our scene. She's off playing with some other kids, not paying attention. And they're like, where's Noelle? Like, she's A cast, where's she at? And I'm just like, I told the girl, I said, oh, they don't need you right now. Like, you can go play. Stop. Go ahead, like they don't need you right now. So she's like, okay. She goes to play with her friends. They're like, okay, I think the character's name was Superstar. They're like, where's Superstar? I said, I don't know where the other girl is. But I'm here. I'm here. They said, okay, you know what? You're here. You're present. You're A. And she went to B. And that was like, the A cast was like the opening night cast. Like, Oh, I stole that. Yeah, afterwards, like she finally came around and she was like, "I'm here," and they were like, "Girl, you're B cast now." You're B. Bye. She was like, "Oh, I didn't think you guys needed." Oh, I think you took that girl role. Sorry, Noelle. We love you. Bro, I don't care. I love you so much, baby. We love you, Noelle. We do. As she said a little bit earlier, she was in Judas and the Black Messiah, which I feel like was such a pivotal moment in your career for me watching you and evolve, because it was like all these things, like going back real quick. You did Sunny, you did Anaya, you did this thing called For My Man. You did Twas the Chaos Before Christmas. I think you did the BET her before you did Judas, right? No, that was after. That was after. I think, yeah. So and then I think that's when you got to do Judas and Black Messiah. So now that's like you leveled up really doing that. You were like, oh my gosh, now this is like a feature film starring Daniel Kaluuya, Dominique Fishback, I forgot my name, my Lakeith Stanfield, and the list goes on. Mm-hmm. How did that feel, like doing that project? Like what? Your first day on set, you go into your training like, oh my gosh, this is real life right now. I don't know. It was amazing. It was surreal. Yeah. Like I booked that straight from tape. No callback. Like, oh wow. I did the audition, and I think like a month or a month and a half, almost 2 months had like passed. I forgot about it because it was a small role. It was a day player role. Honestly, when I first got it, it was untitled. They didn't attach any like cast names or anything. So when I did the audition, I didn't really think anything of it. Like the audition was like 2 or 3 lines, maybe 4 lines, something like that. I was just like, whatever. I had bigger auditions at the time that, I knew what they were and I was conscious of it. This one, it was like untitled. I saw that it said Ryan Kluger, but I didn't know what it was at the time. Right. So when I did the audition, I was just like, whatever. I don't even think I put that much effort into it, which sounds bad, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Yeah. Like I said, it was 4 lines. I didn't really think anything of it. A couple months went past, and then I get a call from my manager, and he's like, "Hey, babe, that thing that you auditioned for a few months ago," and I'm like, "Okay, what about it?" He's like, "Well, they want to offer you the role." Woo! And I was like, "Wait, offer?" He's like, "Yeah, like it's yours. Do you accept?" And I'm like, yes. Yes. Yeah. So even at the time when he was telling me, I didn't really know what it was until they sent the script and like they're sending more information. I'm like, oh. You're like, wait a minute, this is a big deal. I said, hold on. Yeah. So like it hit me after the fact that I booked it, and I'm just like, oh. Yeah. Okay. So then like I got to set. I brought my mom with me. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know you brought your mom. I brought my mom with me, like my first day going up there. So like she stayed with me at the hotel and stuff. Oh, I didn't know. Did I know that? Yeah, so it was like it was surreal, but everybody was so warm and welcoming on that set. I'm so grateful that that was my first experience because people be weird sometimes. Fortunately for me, nobody was weird. Everybody was so welcoming. I don't know, like it. I took it as an amazing learning experience because my character didn't really have too much depth, too many lines or anything. I really got to sit back and get like a front seat and learn and really like be present on set without having to worry about, okay, I got to learn these lines. Like I got to sit on set and watch them act. Like I'm literally sitting here watching them in real time. Yeah. It was such an amazing learning experience for me, and to have such a supportive cast around me where they're just like they're instantly curious. Like the first person that spoke to me honestly was Lakeith. Like we were in the hair and makeup trailer at the same time, and like so celebrities be celebrities sometimes. So like I sat down in the trailer, I saw that he was there, and I was like, I'm gonna leave him alone. He didn't want to do too much. Like, and that's doing my makeup, and I'm just like, and then he looks over, he's like, hey, like, I haven't seen you before. What's your name? And I'm like, I'm Tyra. Hi, nice to meet you. He's like, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm like, Keith, as if I didn't know. Can you imagine? Please. So that was the first person that spoke to me on set. So, like, just so genuine. So I'm extremely grateful, eternally grateful that I was on that set because it was such a beautiful experience, honestly.
Oh, I love that. And I'm happy your first experience was that experience because it really does, it sucks whenever you try to do something and it doesn't pan out how you expect in your head. Especially if it's like the negative way. If it was positive, then whatever. But so I'm happy that that was your first time on set. That's really well in that capacity,
Yeah,
and everybody was very nice and warm and welcoming. And I loved, first of all, your role. I loved the movie. It was really cool. Like we did a whole little premiere and we all were dressed in black. I didn't get the memo. Well, I got the memo.
Red jacket.
Any other color. She throws a premiere party for us to watch the movie. Duh. So she's like, everybody dressed as Black Panthers. Like, everybody wear black, whatever. I come in there looking like the blood of Jesus on Christmas Day. All red, red beanie. I mean, like, why would I do it? I didn't peep it. I didn't peep it, but it was fine.
It was fine.
It was fine. It was fine. But I did want to say, again, very proud of you, very happy. I do want to ask you, so for the people that watch this show called The Rookie, Tyra is going to be on the next episode, episode 6.
Yes.
Episode 6 is coming out February the 11th. And she was on episode 5, February 4th.
Yeah.
So if you didn't watch it, make sure you watch it. By the time this comes out, it will be Wednesday. So that means you would have already watched it. How did it feel being on The Rookie? She's also on Law and Order a couple months ago.
Like last year, like 2 years ago.
Which was a couple months ago.
I mean, technically.
Technically. But like, okay, so first let's talk about The Rookie. Are you excited? How do you feel about doing this?
I am excited.
Yes.
I really am. That was another one that I booked straight from tape.
Uh-huh.
They just called and was like, hey, they loved it. You're the choice. I don't know. That was another set that everybody was so amazing and so welcoming. Like, and not even just the cast, like the crew, the people behind the scenes, the DP, the directors, like everybody's just like, hey, like we're so excited to meet
welcome
you.
aboard.
Like, welcome, like welcome to the family. So I'm grateful that I'm having these positive experiences. But no, it was great. I'm really excited because this role, I don't know, I feel like my character has a little bit more depth just because it's a more fleshed out character. So I'm really excited for people to be able to see that. I get to get a little bit more emotional than I have in the past. So I'm really excited for that.
I'm excited to see it too because she was saying that she has some depth in it, and it reminds me of your role in Law and Order. Because Law and Order, you really had to kind of go in some scenes, and like one thing Tara likes to do, which is crazy because like, but she loves crying.
To cry.
She loves to cry in front of the camera. I'm like, whoa. But that's cool though. That's for me. That's so intriguing to know about you. That is because some people are afraid to be that open, or they're afraid that they can't get that emotion out. But you're just like, oh, I can cry. Bet. Okay, cool. I'll do it.
Because the key, like, it's fun to me because the key is like I feel like a lot of people think when they get these emotional scenes, the way that they try to approach it is to give all this emotion and be like, oh,
you're like, wail. Yeah.
Think about in real life because art imitates life, life imitates art, whatever, vice versa. When you are experiencing these emotions, especially when you're about to cry, you're trying not to. And I think that's the fun part about it for me is like showing that, okay, I'm holding these emotions back, but they're about to burst out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the reality of it because who wants to cry? Who wants to sit there and cry in somebody's face?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the mistake that a lot of actors make when they see on the script crying or starts to cry. They immediately just like start. Yeah.
No.
And nobody does that. You know, it's that fight that I love to portray on screen. That fight of I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Oh my God, I'm crying. Okay, I'm crying. You know, like I feel like that's really fun to play with. And that's why that's my favorite thing to do is cry on screen. Because it's just like I love to play with that. Is she oh
there it is. There's that tear. There it is.
Exactly.
Well, see, okay, you've never broken it down to me like that. I get that. I see what you're saying. I think that's cool, though. I feel like it's cool that you're able to do that. I did want to say when you were talking about like Judas and the Black Messiah and you were talking about The Rookie, I'm very happy to get a front row seat in this career of yours. Like, it's so fun to see my sister on screen and to see her just kill the game. Like, you're doing so great, and I cannot wait to see the heights that you reach because I mean she's going to Saturn. Like she's about to go all the way up there. It's not even a joke. And I'm just excited to watch and see where and how this happens. We're gonna have some fun real quick before we let Tyra go because she has so many things to do.
So many things to do.
And also because we're losing the sun. It's dark outside now. Okay. I want to know 3 things on your bucket list.
3 things on my bucket list?
Yes.
Acting wise or just like in general?
Either one. I was thinking more so in general, but like if there's an acting bucket list, definitely put it in there.
Okay. 3 things on my bucket list. Wow.
Honestly, I don't even know what's on my bucket list because I'm not bungee jumping or skydiving. So
I think I kind of do want to.
To do which one?
Oh. Okay. Oh, actually, one thing on my bucket list. All right, like it's like a 2-parter because I have to do one thing in order to do the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
First, I need to learn how to swim.
Mm.
After I learn how to swim, I want to swim with whale sharks.
Okay, that's
like
cool.
they are such amazing, like beautiful creatures. Like anytime I see videos of people just like swimming with whale sharks,
They be vibing.
So peaceful.
Yeah.
Like so, that's definitely one, and dolphins too.
I hear dolphins are aggressive though. I don't know.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, if your vibe is off, probably.
Well,
I have amazing vibes.
You ever saw that video with the dolphin and Mariah Carey? And that Mariah Carey hit that high note. The dolphin was like, oh.
She's a vibe.
Yeah.
Dolphins are smart. Like
they are.
They know. So for sure, learn how to swim and swim with those animals. So that's one. Another one, honestly, is to win an Oscar. That's a bucket list thing. Like I have to.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Another thing, I just want to travel. Like just go anywhere in the world that I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go. I want to see everywhere.
So what's like a number one spot? I mean, there's many spots. You don't have to, in no particular order. What is a spot that you would like to visit one day? It doesn't have to be your number 1 or 5. Just somewhere you really want to go.
Oh my God, there's so many places.
You said Greece. I feel like you want to go to Greece.
I do want to go to Greece. Is that like the first place I would go?
So I'm saying it doesn't have to be your number 1. It's just like, is that a spot? Like I guess Athens or something. Rome.
Yeah. I feel like I'm more interested in like Indonesia though.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like
okay, like with the rainforest.
And South Africa as well. I guess
South Africa's fun. Okay, cool. Well, I want to play a quick this or that before we go. We have a couple minutes left. This or that. Just to get to know Tyra a little bit more, see what vibe she's on. All right. This or that. Orange juice or apple juice?
Oh my God, apple juice. Orange juice is so good.
Come on. Oh, first of all, that's why she's gonna keep getting sick. Orange juice is what helps. That's vitamin what, D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even taste good.
Oh, why are you lying?
It's like bitter. Oh my God.
Orange juice is not bitter. You have to drink the right orange juice. What is it? Simply? I think Simply. I mean, apple juice is good, but for me, apple juice has to be better.
And like, imagine I'm trying to eat food with the orange juice. Like, it doesn't taste good.
I'm not gonna lie. The only time I ever drink orange juice if I'm eating it with the meal is breakfast. That's the only time.
And I don't really eat breakfast.
Yeah. Well, there's strike one. She's not trying to be her macros, guys. But for me, no. Like, I mean, apple juice is good with any meal, true. But it has to be cold. Like, imagine you have no ice in the house, your apple juice is left outside all day.
Well, I drink room temperature beverages.
That's true. She does. The only time it's okay to drink room temp juice or like beverage is water. Like, I feel like room temp water is cool.
First of all, drinking cold beverages shocks your system.
It needs to be shocked. I need to be drinking something that has at least some type of like coolness to it. Why would I drink?
It shocks your system. It's better to drink things at room temperature.
Apparently, mine she has ice in that cup. All right, up next.
No, actually, it's room
It melted.
It's room temperature.
Hot dogs and hamburgers.
Oh, hot dogs.
I knew when I wrote that down, I knew you were gonna say that.
Hot dogs. I want some hot dogs. Oh, can you
no.
Imagine, like, take me to a cookout. You gonna see me eat some hot dogs.
And she will.
I will probably skip over the hamburgers because I want to make room for
the hot dogs. Let me tell y'all something about my friend Tyra. I've been to many cookouts with her, and there's cookouts. So a lot of the time, I skip cookouts because not skip it entirely, but I skip going to the grill because the line be so long, especially if it's like a function cookout, not like a family cookout. Those ones are chill. But like, if it's like a cookout, there's like a lot of people there. There's music blasting, the whole thing. I don't eat there. Tyra be like, where the plates at?
I'm standing in line for a hot
And of course, I can't leave her by herself, so I'm standing in line with her. I'm like, let's do it. I respect it.
I stand in line for one thing I'm gonna do is eat. Because why would I come to the party where there's food and not eat?
And not eat. I respect it. It's true. Good point.
My number one question: you invite me to a party, will
there be food?
Like, am I gonna eat theirs or no?
Okay, next. Hot air balloon.
Okay.
Or submarine.
Submarine. I love the water. I love water animals, marine animals. Submarine for sure.
I don't know if I would pick the submarine. Like I would feel like, what if one of the like pipes burst and our waters?
What if the balloon pops and you're just like falling out of it?
That's a good point. I mean, you're right. You're right. Because I mean, I wouldn't even be in a hot air balloon because the idea that there's wood stopping me from falling hundreds of feet from the air to the ground is kind of crazy. I don't know. I mean, good point.
Submarine. Like maybe I'll see a mermaid or something.
Yeah, Ariel. Come on, Hallie.
Maybe I'll see a whale shark.
Please. Scary movies or comedy movies?
Scary movies.
Yeah. And your favorite genre is?
My favorite genre?
Yeah.
To watch or
to watch and also to be in.
To watch, I think like thriller, mystery, like suspense, like that thing, like that genre where you don't really know what's going on.
Yeah. Like, was it Glass Onion?
Yeah.
Like a vibe like
Knives Out.
Knives Out.
Yeah. Stuff where it's like they show you the end of the movie at the beginning and like throughout the whole movie you're like, how do we
confused? You're trying to figure so much stuff out. Okay, bet. Okay. Harry Potter. You watched Harry Potter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter versus. Okay, this one kind of beat me up. I didn't know because Harry Potter is just so in its own lane. But Harry Potter versus Hunger Games versus Divergent versus is another one. Twilight. I want you to put all those four in order.
Okay, you said
I said Harry Potter,
Hunger
Games, Divergent, and Twilight in order. Because back in the day,
okay, wait.
Me and her, we loved Twilight back in the day.
Twilight.
I mean, what?
That's why. Okay, now that's why I have to ask. As far as like how good they are, or how much I enjoy them and watch.
That's a good question.
Because those are two different answers.
We have to be careful because there's fandoms for each of these. How good the movies are.
How good the movies are.
Yeah.
Okay. Harry Potter has to be number one.
I agree. I agree.
I would then say Hunger Games, then Divergent, then Twilight. The Twilight movies are not good, but I love them so much. It's like my guilty pleasure. Like if I was going in just an order of like movies that I enjoy the most,
it'd be Twilight.
No, and Harry Potter, because it's just like Twilight is so unserious.
Nothing compares to the scene when she walks in that room, and he was like, "Oh, what is this?" She was like, "Wait, is that?"
She walked and she said, "Oh no, my favorite part. What she say? I know what you are. Say it. You're a vampire."
Oh, please!
He started sparkling.
You cannot make that up, dear God.
And then my other favorite part is why I think this is the second movie that she sat in her room depressed for how many months?
Months.
Her man that she knew for like 3 months. Like, girl, stand up.
How was she depressed more than she knew the person? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Montage.
Wasn't she like? She was wailing.
Threw herself off of a bridge.
Can you possibly imagine? I mean, this girl was down bad. What's the name? Was like, bro. Everyone was like, chill out. Here I am. I'm back.
Promise me you're never leaving. Hold on. Yo.
Wait, that's a little confusing because that could be Debbie Ryan.
No, it's Bella.
That could be Debbie Ryan too, though. Please. It's like she was always confused in the face. Like she was very stressed. Didn't know what was going on. Dogs versus cats. That's why I said it. We already know the truth.
Doggy. I love a doggy.
Shout out to her beautiful, wonderful dog.
Shout out to my Cosmo. That's my son.
I love Cosmo. That's my little nephew.
That's my son.
I love Cosmo.
Like, Cosmo's so great.
The perfect addition.
He's pissing everywhere right now as we speak. But he's so great.
And he does not care. He's gonna do it and lay on the couch after as if he worked a 10-hour shift. But that's the end of this episode, guys. Oh my gosh, Tyra, I can't thank you enough. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate our friendship, our lives that we've blended together. My family loves you, your family loves me. The list goes on. I can't wait to see where your future takes you, my future takes me, where our futures take each other. Yeah. So clap it up for Tyra, guys, virtually. Ow! Tara, of course, will be back. Like, duh, she's gonna come back here. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for listening. Whether you watched the whole video, which I hope you did, I appreciate you guys for doing it and taking the time to watch. I'll see you guys on episode 8. I don't know yet if I'm gonna have a guest or not. We're gonna see. But whether I do or not, tune in. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Please, not the kiss.